You get a new keyboard, Senshi? Get the MX Vampire switches. What's going on, folks? Steel series. Now, what's great is if the keyboard's actually made of steel. You know, that way when you get some gamer rage and you're slamming the keyboard around, anything else that it hits will break, but your keyboard won't break, you know? Is that what they mean by Steel series? And yes, all prophecies are better with RGB, so it's good that he has that. What's going on, folks? Welcome to the RAKARTH campaign. Welcome back to the live stream. For those of you joining me live, thank you for being here, as always. And for those of you who are watching this after the fact, appreciate you viewing as well. Understand that not everybody can make it live, so thank you so much for those of you who are watching this afterwards. Special thanks to everybody who is able to take the time to hit the like button if they enjoy it. If you don't, feel free to go hit the dislike button as well. Although YouTube is apparently changing it to where you can no longer hurt my feelings by pushing the dislike button because it won't be publicly displayed. Oh, the things that YouTube uses its time on. I wonder if YouTube's just upset still that, like, the YouTube Rewind video, or whatever it was, like a year ago, was like the most disliked video ever on YouTube. Like, if they're still a little bit salty about it or something. It just cracks me up. I don't know. But that was hilarious. I don't even normally ever dislike, like, typically for me, which I don't care what people do, but for me, I never dislike a video. Like, if I don't like it, I just don't watch it. If I'm liking a video, or if I'm watching a video and I don't like it because I think something that the creator could have fixed, I might give, like, a constructive feedback, but it's kind of funny. Like, if I don't like something, I typically won't watch it, but I took my time to go find the YouTube review that I never watch and click the dislike button just because it was hilarious to see YouTube getting absolutely crapped on. Like, I couldn't help it. It was too much fun. So I went and joined in. You know, everybody was jumping off a cliff, so I just jumped off too. Oh wait, they tell you not to do that, right? Anyway, welcome. Is there a way to have the chat when in full screen? You'd have to pop it out into another window, I think. So if you have two monitors, I think you could do it. Or you could, like, watch the chat on your phone or something with it running live on the phone and then live on a different monitor. I think that's the only way. Or actually, no, I think there is a way to have the chat go across the screen. It's kind of irritating. But there's a button, like if you're watching it in a browser, or I know it's on mobile. There's like a button whenever you tap the screen in full screen mode, and it like lets the chat go by. I think, at least. I don't know. Have to check on it. They'll tell me what you figure out. Anyway, thank you everybody for being here. It is great to have you. Trantor, Senshi, Warner, Matthew, Marcus, Francesco. Thank you all for being here. Super J, Dragon of Doom. It's fantastic. Thank you everybody. So, I never got us any squigs last time. It was definitely a shameful display.
Shameful display!
I don't know if you all can hear the shameful display, but I can't. I don't know why it does that. Sometimes I have to restart my soundboard to get it to work. But yeah, let's see what we were up to.
Beasts,
Steve Irwin's got him pinned in at Nuln. Good, good.
Lord of the
Got our Admiral here supporting Steve Irwin. It's also good. We got a fat wad of cash right now. We're loaded, Druki. Like, absolutely loaded. Okay, you all can hear it, I just can't. Okay, I don't know why it does that. It's so weird. So weird. OBS things, I guess. Though I can't complain about it. You'll notice when OBS does stuff wrong, I don't even hardly give them a lot of grief. Versus like when Premiere Pro does stuff wrong, I get absolutely irate. You know why? Because I pay like $500 freaking a year for Premiere Pro, and it has tons of bugs, and OBS is free, and it's probably some of the best software that I use. So, yeah, I lose it. Like, if I'm paying for something, it better dang well be good. Like, OBS is the people I would be cutting some slack because, you know, it's free. Like, so if you break it with bugs and stuff when you update it, you know, hey, so be it.
To the underworld.
It's the price to pay for free, but yeah, it drives me crazy. When I'm paying for something, I darn well expect it to work exactly the way I, you know, want it to or need it to. Let's see, armor for Dread Spears, armor for Black Art Corsairs, campaign movement range and speed for Witch Elves, Blackguard, Hargoneth Executioners. Upkeep drop for Dread Spears, Dark Shards, and Bleak Swords. That is like a mouthful of emo right there. Hey, Stefano, welcome back tonight. Gotta love technology. Yeah, it's either bad or good. It's one of the two things that it's possible to be. Bad or good. That was a very profound statement, you know? Very profound. Only from the air of Carthage. Hey, speaking of, you all should keep an eye out tomorrow for some special content on the channel, okay?
Dragon Master.
An upcoming game may make a reappearance.
High Beast Master.
So keep an eye out for it. I've probably said too much. I think I'm allowed to say that. I don't know. I didn't say anything. What are you talking about? You are crazy if you heard anything. Here we go. Death is a concept invented by the Jedi. Isn't it, Warner? These Jedi are always making up crazy stuff. It is going to be good campaigning tonight, Stefano. We're going to go get ourselves some squigs. We're going to get ourselves some squigs. It was an April Fool's joke. What are you talking about, Warner? Not to claim anything. Now let's think here. Volkmar is attacking me now. Will it just let all of them come on from the same direction? If it does, that would be bad for me. Because that's a lot of fighting, and I don't know that this army is really cut out for it. Especially, that's a lot of halberds and great swords. Let's pull back
Evading.
and try and get a better run at these guys. Franz, you crazy.
Thrill of battle awaits.
Alright, Franz thinks that he's rebuilding the Empire over there, so we'll go let him know what he's actually doing here soon. Which is very little. Looks like the Men in Black are going to be... They are. I need one of those little, like, memory eraser things. That'd be great.
Now bow.
Military Alliance. You know, I would have given this to you a long time ago, but you were busy being an absolute turd. So, yeah. Did you tell CA about Clone Wars, Franz? No. I need to, though. Just, like, send him a big email that's just, CA, please.
This wretch does not
The subject line is, Franz comes back too fast. And then the body of the email is just, CA, please.
I must not fail.
Oh man, that'd be my kind of email. Did we get lightning strike on this guy? Where do you see that at, by the way? I'm trying to remember battle effects. Blah, 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 gobbly blue. Skill. I guess I can look in skills. That's weird. Sense. Okay, I do have lightning strike. All right.
Not possible.
So Volkmar went into the or may have been in the settlement to begin with. So Jurgen came out here. What we could do is try and kill Jurgen. We'll have most of our movement points left, and then we can just fall back to our own territory. So let's do that. Let's lightning strike Jurgen, because he's also in a march stance, which will leave him quite vulnerable.
Tear flesh from bone.
I mean, I was just gonna kill him, but I guess if you really want to skin him, that's up to you there, buddy. Steve Irwin's apparently into skinning his enemies. I mean, hey. Whatever. Maybe that's how he gets revenge for all the beasts that the Empire had in the zoo. Oh yeah, gets revenge. Oh, I forgot. I had my alert board muted. Matthew McClory, I don't know if it's gonna make an audible thing because my text box or my alert box wasn't turned on. I apologize, but thank you for the 5. This reminds me of my RAKARTH campaign, Never Ending Empire. Yeah, but isn't that the truth, Matthew? And thank you for the 5 and the support, by the way, but isn't that the truth? The Empire is very powerful, in the current state of the game. And I think that's fine. They make a fun enemy to fight whenever you're... don't get me wrong, it can make you salty sometimes like it does me. But overall, I think the Empire is a fun enemy to fight when they're powerful like this. Like, it gives you a fun challenge if that's what you're looking for. And to me, like I said, I feel like it is. It is pretty entertaining. I'm gonna bring these units up here.
Beastmaster!
I'm gonna support my shades with all my flyers.
Dark sorcerer!
Like that. And let's take this infantry line, maybe back it up just a bit. Put the Siren of Red Ruin and the other Siren up here. Now, Sirens are actually very productive units if you can ever make sure you're smart enough to keep them like behind enemy lines, shooting their missile attacks. Their missile attacks are very strong. Very strong indeed. Alright, come on, get in here. Alright, there we go. Put ourselves a Charybdis. Alright, perfect. Let's do this thing. Let's kill Jurgen.
Forward, advancing.
Murder awaits!
Alright, get out here. They got everything. I didn't know they had cavalry. Reichsguard? Okay, I have to keep an eye out for that. Reichsguard is pretty decent in terms of its armor, and it'll have a little bit of buffs to it because of the difficulty level. Nothing crazy, but it'll be pretty strong. We'll definitely want to keep an eye out for it because it'll get a lot of kills on the charge. Hey, painfully average gamer dad. Welcome back. Welcome back to the stream. Oh, hey. That was just utterly unkind.
I thirst!
You like shooting stuff, do you? Do I not have Amber Spear? I do. Shoot at this. Rat turd.
Sorothan!
You like shooting too, huh, Pistoliers? I'll give you something. Ah, look, we shot him and he fell over. Take that, you turd. In fact, I got a little present.
Aria! Eager for battle!
Keep our distance here with the Doomfire Warlocks. Let's get an attack going. Alright, where's my Manticore? I meant for the Manticore to come down here and really just dive bomb the enemy lord and give them some grief. Oh, I meant to move these guys up too. What are they doing going way around my flank like that? It's a very odd move. Yeah, I left them pretty wide open for a beatdown over here. What we got charged by Reichsguard. Let's move around that, please. And just get in here. Let's take group. Nope.
On to slaughter.
That wrong. Let's put the shades there. I'm gonna put them on skirmish in case the Empire breaks through that. It's group 3 is the one I'm looking for. Let's go over here and help get rid of this Reichsguard.
We are ready! Beastmaster!
Alright, X. Let's keep moving with the Doomfire Warlocks. Group 3 did their job quite quickly and efficiently. Back over here. Blades of the Blood Queen should be having a pretty good day. Yeah, they are. Look at that, 96 kills. Yeah, they having a day. They be having a day. Ooh, yeah, these guys got shreked.
Dealers in death.
Good stuff.
On to slaughter. Terror.
Good stuff. Not to lose a dread spear over here. That would be a little bit unfortunate.
The merciless host. Advance, Dookie. Forward.
Okay, well, it looks like Jurgen is getting a little Charybdis lovin'. Charybdis lovin's like where you're making out with some kind of giant lamprey. Except that the lamprey has multiple heads. Yeah, it's not very pleasant. I don't know if anybody's ever experienced something like that, but wouldn't recommend it. I'm sure it's not good. All right, well, even with my not so stellar performance, we did pretty all right there. Only unit that got pretty beat up was a couple of dread spears, so we'll take that. Well worth it. Jurgen, that's what happens when you bring a bow to a beast fight, buddy. You know what, Stefano, that doesn't conjure up like a beautiful image, making out with a lamprey. What are you, against lampreys? They're so slimy and beautiful. You just gotta be more open-minded, you know? What's a lamprey? Think of a disgusting eelfish with a giant sucker head that latches onto you and sucks blood out of you with like these weird teeth-looking things. Yeah, that's pretty much a lamprey. It's like the Charybdis. Like, what the Charybdis looks like, its head at least, imagine a fish with that same head and you know, like the neck as its body. That's pretty much it. Yeah, a giant leech. That's a good comparison, Daniel. That's a pretty good comparison.
Even pitiful life has value. Rove!
I mean, Marathi would be down with it.
Beastmaster.
We go to Grunberg, we get some extra garrison that would help keep us safe while we replenish, so
The beast
just head back to
arrived.
Grunberg. So there we go, took him out. Ooh, we picked up a Blade of Ruin. 70 armor piercing and enables sundering
I have
attacks.
control.
That is pretty awesome.
They know I am superior.
Considerably better than this Dagger of Hotek. So I'm gonna put the Blade of Ruin on Steve Irwin. The relic sword here. Let's give his Druki master the Dagger of Hotek. We need more items, so that's why I've been trying to upgrade some of my characters to enable a better drop chance. Let's see. Does this actually apply whenever... Like, does the public order apply in a province? This would be good. I don't know if that actually applies for the Black Ark Admiral. I'll check and see. Raiding in Midland. Alright, we need to go get rid of Karl.
Bow before
What up,
RAKARTH.
Karl?
Blood
Thanks for coming
and
back to Alfart.
To the prey.
It's not Grom that's going to welcome you today, though. It's going to be Rakarth's duty.
There
This
shall
dude is
be
stacked on
torment.
Demigryph Knights. Wow.
Show neither
Going
mercy
all out.
or restraint.
Dragon of Doom says, I have won the first gamble and duel. Well, congrats, man. You all gotta gamble those salt pennies. For anybody who's watching this afterwards, by the way, if you watch the streams live or participate in them, you gain a, well, I mean, it's called a make-believe currency, but to us, it's very real. And it's salt pennies for Carthage, and you can then use this currency to duel and gamble and have bragging rights with other people in the chat. So if you ever get the chance to join, you should join. Get yourself some salt pennies. It's all the rage. It's going to be greater than any cryptocurrency ever is. However, though, I will say that you cannot mine salt pennies on a GPU, so I am not responsible for the current GPU shortage around the world when it comes to not being able to build a gaming computer. Sorry, not me. You can blame someone else. Ooh, we got the Chilasantar here. I'm looking forward to that.
Skilled murderesses, give your wish.
Alright. Druki, Druki, Druki. Gonna be so many Demigryph Knights. Let's get our shades. Get ready to throw some shade.
RAKARTH
Do.
Prepare yourselves, beasts.
All right.
Pep fatals are spreading despair.
All right, we're still hidden. Shades. Let's see if we can get that rocket battery. Start up.
Onward!
Get the rocket battery.
Merciless hosts.
Get it, my shades. Waste it. Waste it. Oh yeah, not bad. Not bad. Finish it off.
Shades.
Get them. Oh yeah, that was pretty good. That was pretty good. I approve, Shades. Well done. Fall back. Got an angry Emperor on your heels here. Alright, let's trash Karl, please. The Emperor's way too overbrave for his own good. Alright, let's just get back in the air. We're way too blobbed up on old Karl the Franz.
My wit awaits.
Maybe get some work done out here.
Eager for battle. Yes.
Let's go help get rid of these demigryphs.
Sorceress of Grond. Oriole Sarius.
Alright. Should be able to get those. Karl's still alive at the moment, which is probably slightly unfortunate, to say the least. But he is charging a Charybdis, so apparently Karl doesn't want to live for long. I forgot my Charybdis has breath attacks. I need to try that. Assuming it's similar to a Hydra. I think I told you to attack. Look at this. Our Knights of the Evenclaw got completely owned. Despite having gotten all the support. That's frustrating. Melee cavalry is just so disappointing in campaign. It is one of the most disappointing units that you can get your hands on.
Merciless warriors.
What a piece of the chill. Oh, Chilasantar takes out the enemy. Look at these demigryphs running away from the Carnosaur. Can't say I blame them. It is a prudent move. They're gonna get like 600 kills on my Sisters of Slaughter because of the buffs that the AI gets. And yes, I said 600, and I mean it.
Total annihilation.
Death awaits.
Alright. Jay Neves, thanks for the subscribe. Appreciate it. See whether or not it's just spam bot tonight, but I'll give you the benefit of the doubt for now. Nope, nope, it's spam bot. There you go. It always does this. Like, there's no subscribers unless it's a spam bot. Jay Neves is not a spam bot. I'm just saying that my notification things occasionally get broken and then just start spamming subscribers, which I would like to believe that I just have a bunch of people subscribing, but I've looked at my YouTube history. YouTube doesn't allow people to subscribe to me. Y'all notice my subscriber count just like stopped dead in the water? Like I grew past 250,000 and then just all of a sudden it just stopped. I've asked YouTube about it. They won't answer me. They just act like it's normal. I have subscribers being deleted constantly. People telling me that they got unsubbed. I'm subbed to myself with another email. And I don't get notifications, but once, maybe every couple weeks. Like, for instance, I'm subbed to myself with notifications on. I'll go look right now on my phone. Yeah, I don't have any notification. So, it's just funny. Like, so, YouTube's so full of crap when it comes to subscribers. I don't know what it is or why. This is just a suspicion on my part. If you look at all the other Total War channels, no one else's channel is having what happens to it like mine is. my subscribership is like whenever it starts going up, YouTube will like all of a sudden it starts going really negative too.
Triumph
They're
as
keeping my
old.
subscribership at a certain level. And then I used to have my videos recommended. Like I'm getting, I think 60% less views right now than I was 2 or 3 years ago. I don't swear. I've never made controversial videos. I don't ever do anything political. I'm just supposed to believe that all this is natural. The channel just grew and then all of a sudden died, even though no one else in this genre, like if you're aware of any other Total War channel this is happening to, let me know. But it's definitely not grassroots. Something in their system is suppressing me. I don't know why.
Another
I've
day,
asked about it,
another throne.
but all they'll give you is like frequently asked questions
the
type
finery
answers.
I
They'll just say,
desire.
"Oh, make your thumbnails more clickbaity" or something like that. Like they don't say it in those exact words, but that's essentially what they say is you got to make a thumbnail that catches your audience's attention. I'm like, dude, it's not a thumbnail. My channel has been around since before thumbnails were a thing, so it's not a thumbnail. Like, so don't insult my intelligence. Something's going on. And it's one of two things, one of which to me sounds more likely, which is the way their current algorithm works, it basically rewards clickbait. And this is what I think the problem is. Like, I don't make my videos clickbaity,
A dutiful servant.
and I don't try and keep them short and highly edited with like a clickbaity thumbnail. I don't do any of that stuff. And because of that, I probably have a lower click-through rate. And my guess is that my click-through rate isn't as high as they want it to be, and so they just basically deprioritize me in terms of pushing my channel out there, showing people like, so they just deprioritize it. That's what I think the most likely thing is, and they don't want to admit that. But I think that's what it is. The only other thing I could think of is that somehow I've been
Dreadlord of the Druids.
misflagged as some type of controversial content, and they won't tell me about it, but it's suppressing your ability to get out there. And I know YouTube does this because they've been caught doing it a lot of times with a lot of channels, and they've admitted it at times too. So I don't know which one it is, but I've definitely noticed the difference. It's been very different. Now the good thing is this is not my full-time job. I have a nice full-time job, and I do not need money from YouTube. I started making videos where I didn't make any money, and if I have to finish making videos without making it, it's fine. Like, I'm not worried about it. It's frustrating because I feel like I have worked hard for a long time to keep this channel going, and it feels like that YouTube is trying to kill it, and I'm having to fight against that, and it's really frustrating. And then the other thing that's really frustrating is that I can't even get someone from there on the phone. Like, I have 250,000 subscribers. I can't even get someone on the phone. I can't get, like, a meeting with them, and it's just irritating. Like, that I've made them, who knows how much money in ad revenue and brought people to the platform, and they can't even just, like, be honest and work with me and give me an honest answer. I guess that's what feels the most frustrating about it, is that I feel like that I get nothing in return for the years of helping to build their platform.
They have doubts.
So anyway, like I said, don't take it as like some big deal, like that I'm worried or I'm dying over. It's just frustrating, something I've been dealing with for a while, but at the same time, it never gets me down from making content because I just like making content. So nothing to worry about for you all.
I must not fail.
Shivering Death, thanks to the 5. He says, love your content. Well, I love you. Thank you, Shivering Death. Appreciate it. I'm glad you enjoy the content. That right there, not because of the $5 that you donated, which again is kind, thank you, but because you're saying you love the content, that is why I keep making content. Because I have people watching it and people who like it.
Beasts.
And it doesn't really matter if it's 60% less than it was 3 years ago, 2 years ago, whatever it was. Don't care. I'm making the content. People like it, I'm making it. So
Baying for blood.
that's all there is to it. Because I enjoy it too. I would be sad if I had to stop making content. It would literally make me very, very upset. So I would be not happy. Perform this right here. Jimmy Wang, thanks for the 10. Says thanks for the years of great content. Thank you, Jimmy. You're very, very kind. How long have you been watching for, by the way, Jimmy? Appreciate you being here tonight. And thank you for supporting the channel. That really means a lot. It means a lot to have all of you here, by the way. Thank you. Even if you're not super chatting, I very much
All
appreciate
shall
you being
behold
here,
my
watching it. Like I said, that's the reason why I keep going with this stuff, just because I know people
Beast
are enjoying it. And as long as people enjoy it, it's going to keep coming. So thank you, Jimmy. Say thanks for the years of content. There will be years more, Jimmy. Matthew, thanks for the 5. He says, shall I unleash the lampreys on YouTube execs? You know, that's a good idea. We could send them a box of lampreys. Now I'll probably really get set up. The YouTubes probably have like a filter, like an executive threat filter. Thanks, Matthew. Appreciate the 5. I like the idea though. That is some creative motivation. It's nothing like a box of disgusting lampreys to motivate you. Dragon of Doom says, like I said, Eric Carthage relay. Well, thank you, Dragon of Doom. Appreciate it. Samuel says, YouTube algorithm actually works by your videos, metadata, title, description, keywords, and how well those match their users' query, your video engagement, likes, comments. Yeah, exactly. So the likes, comments, and stuff, I think some people get more of those because their title is more controversial. It's more clickbaity. That's what YouTube really wants. Is they really want something that they think is going to bring in interaction. And I don't make my videos that way. And so that's what my thought is on probably what's happened with the channel is like, I don't put enough clickbaity, controversial stuff out there, and so the metrics don't look as appealing to them. Good example. Here's a good example. You all can look at this. So look at my average views on a video recently, and then go look at my Rome Total War Remastered video. Now you might say, well, Aaron, that's Rome Total War Remastered. You're just going to get a lot of views on that. I will. It'll get a lot more views than usual. But a good example would be go back and look at my RAKARTH video, the first video I did to show off RAKARTH. That's another video where people be excited, it's new content, stuff like that. Those always do better than a standard video. But if you look at the Rome Total War Remastered, that video was performing higher than normal for me, but because more of you started making comments and clicking likes and stuff, all of a sudden it picked up, and if you'll notice, I have more views on the Rome Total War Remastered video than any other YouTuber does on any content that they've made. I think Total War is the only one that has more views on it than me. Is it because I just made like the world's best video? No, it's not. Like other people had good content out there too. And YouTube just decided to push my video to people because it was convenient for them because they thought it was going to make them a lot of money. And so that's what my guess is that whenever I'm putting out normal campaign videos and stuff, they don't like it. They're too long. They don't like the engagement, you know, and the average viewership and all that other stuff. What they really want me to do is stop making long form content. Make short, clickbaity content that has a high percentage of view duration and a high interaction rate. That's what they want me to make. But screw them. Like, I make gameplay, so shove it. Like, I don't know how else to say that. Like, that's the most kind way I can say it is shove it. Like, I'm not making my content around your stupid algorithm. You know what I mean? Like, your stupid algorithm should be all about helping people interested in Warhammer find relevant Warhammer videos. I understand they're a business. They're trying to make money. I don't fault them for that, right? That's what businesses do. They make money, hopefully, or else they're not going to be a business for very long. So I get it, right? I get it. I just also think it's stupid. Like, you started a platform that's called YouTube because it's supposed to be all about the viewer finding what they want, and also people like me just being the creators of the content. But whenever they're trying to force a certain type of content, it's not YouTube. It's them-tube, you know what I mean? It's like, we're telling you the content, we're telling you what we wait. And so I don't like it. I think it's stupid, and it's contradictory to the whole purpose for which their website was started. Anyway, that's just me. That's me. Hopefully that makes sense. Would you go to Twitch just for streaming? I've thought about it, Keelan, but my audience is here. And some part of me would love to take my content to Twitch in some ways, just because I think Twitch actually appreciates gamers, obviously, because they're a service that was actually built around gamers, versus YouTube was not. It was built mostly around vloggers. So, I mean, that part of me would like to, but I mean, Twitch has just as many problems as YouTube. And their content, like, they're really good for live streaming. They're just really crap for like video playbacks and, you know, having as big an audience and stuff like that. So like, they're really good at live streaming. So part of me has thought about going there just for the live streaming, but I don't want to split my, like, I say I would split my audience, and I guess I could, but like, I was talking to Lionheart, for instance. Lionheart has started mostly streaming and then putting his like clips of his streams onto YouTube, and I very much considered that, like, having streaming be, you know, a bigger part of my content, not all of it, and then just putting the videos up on YouTube also. So I've thought about it. I don't know. Matt Golding, thanks for the 5. He says, hey, I've been watching you since before Shogun 2. The Saga campaign was my favorite. Was that a fun one for you too? Yeah, absolutely. I love the Saga campaign. Anything in Fall of the Samurai was very fun for me, Matt. Shogun 2 in general was actually kind of a heyday for my channel back then. Like, tons of people were interested in Total War. That was the first time that CA like had ever sent me something. Like, I got this random package in the mail from England one day, and I was worried that someone was like just trying to send me some
Show neither mercy or
anthrax or
restraint.
something, because I was like, where did this come from? I don't know anybody in England. And I opened it up, and it was a signed copy of Shogun 2 from all the developers, because I guess just someone in the studio had been watching my videos and liked it, and I was like, what? No way. Anyway, Shogun 2 was a big time for me. That was before I was married. So I was single, I was making a lot of videos, playing a lot of games with people. It was a fun, not that I don't like being married, I love being married, I wouldn't trade it. But I'm just saying, like, I was very much into the content, and a lot of people were also into it. It was just a lot of fun. There was a lot of channel growth back then. I think that's when we originally pushed through 100,000 subscribers, so it was really great. It was really great. Thanks, Matt. Appreciate it. But yeah, I did love the Saga campaign. The Total War community is almost exclusively on YouTube. That's another reason too, Peter, is I just don't, like, I don't know how much of an audience there is for me to build on Twitch, if that makes sense. Like, I don't ever see much of a Total War audience on Twitch. And like, for instance, Lionheart streams a lot of other games, and I will occasionally stream other games. I like other games, but I want to stay mostly Total War focused. I like doing the occasional stream on other games like we did with Vermintide and Halo and stuff like that, just occasionally. Just to mix things up and to have fun with you all. But I definitely want to stay mostly focused on Total War. Not because I don't like other games, or not because I don't want to play the other games, but I mean, let's be honest, that's what this channel is. That's what I started it as. And I feel like it would kind of be a departure from what it's supposed to be if I ever started making more content. And I'm not unhappy making Total War content either. If I was, I would be honest with you all and tell you, like, hey, I really feel like I need to move on to something else because I don't enjoy this. But I do enjoy it. I enjoy it a lot. So, Fortnite stream? Yeah, no thanks. I can't stand Fortnite. I can't do it. Fortnite is not for me.
Feared by all.
Look who's back. Isn't Karl the Karl McFranz?
Unleash the horrors.
I'm gonna go kill him, because he's trying to recruit an army.
Satisfy your bloodlust, minions.
Squigs. Oh, yes. So, let's make another army. Well, I have my other army that's busy working on conquering Bretonia. We can raise up another army and probably another fleet, and we can send it and sail around to the Badlands and try and get some squigs. Or we could make another army to help hold where we're at, and we could just take RAKARTH to the Badlands. Actually, that would make the most sense. Make something to hold where we're at. Go that way. Dragon of Doom says, you have too much gold. Time for some upgrades. Yeah, we do need to... We need to get some good stuff. Like, I'm carrying around this trash infantry and stuff. We need to get some good stuff. Good point. Good point. I watched Legend with yakety sax in the background. Boy, Legend's channel has really grown. It's grown a lot. And like I said, most of the Total War YouTubers I know are growing a lot on YouTube, which is why it would be very odd that I would be the only one sitting here dying. You know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't make any sense. Like, it doesn't add up. Something, like I said, I think it's just something the way I make my content that the algorithm doesn't like me, and it's done with me. You know what I mean? Like, it's not gonna put up with that anymore because I don't give it what it wants. I think that's the most likely scenario. I don't know for sure though. Legend makes some long form videos and streams and stuff too. Doesn't necessarily seem to get beat up as bad over it. But like I said, I don't know what it is. He may have a metric or something that algorithm likes, and despite the videos being long, that metric helps push it. So again, I have no idea. I wish they would tell me. I'd love to know the answer, rather than me just speculate, but I don't think they're going to give me that dignity. Don't think they're going to give me the dignity of an answer. That would be too much to ask. Hey, Painfully Average Gamer Dad, thanks for the 5. He says, I've had countless hours of entertainment from your videos and appreciate the effort you put into it. Well, thank you so much. I've had countless hours of good times making videos, so thank you, Gamer Dad, and all the other viewers out there. As I've said, and will say again happily, I love doing this. Love it. Legend copes a lot of abuse, but he is a TJAF Aussie. I don't really know what that means, but what kind of abuse does he get? Like, are you saying like abuse from the difficult situations he puts himself in the game, or abuse like that people in the stream are giving him a hard time? Like, I'm curious. He's super consistent with content too. Does that matter? It can matter, Matthew. It can. It's not always the be-all, end-all, but it can certainly make a difference. Like, if you're putting up content like on a very consistent basis, it can help because it's easier, obviously, for the algorithm to know when you're going to put something out and what kind of views it might get from that and something. So yes, it does matter. Like, if I made a video like once a week and then maybe a couple times a week and then back to once every 2 weeks, stuff like that, yeah, it's gonna hurt you. Like, there's gonna be too much variability. It will hurt you. I love how he just goes straight for my sorceress and manages to pull it off too. When did we end up with a beast sorceress in this enemy? I guess we've always had it and I just didn't notice. Kill the stank. Kill that stank. Well, you be dead, Karl. It's nice knowing you. Alright, let's see here. Get these Gundam and surefires.
Taking action.
Alright, I just set my stuff to skirmish and it actually worked out pretty good. Alright, there we go. Legend looks like Mac from Always Sunny. I don't know if I've seen that show. He did a really good job with that Fort Saul challenge that I had set up that then got ruined whenever the game got updated. But he did a great job with that one. How many times has Karl been killed? We'd have to ask the kill scribe. I don't know if he's keeping track of that specifically. But, I mean, he's been killed a lot of times. A whole lot of times. Someone who works in the YouTube algorithm has a lot of money on Cox Cable and they don't like you bad-mouthing Cox Internet. That's hilarious. That's hilarious, Matthew. I actually had a viewer once who worked for Cox who was trying to help me out. And fortunately for me, I have to say this, like, I think that the pandemic really forced Cox's hand where I live. Now, I'm not saying that all of a sudden their service is just spectacular. It's not. It costs too much. Their customer service is still really bad. And the service that they offer me, so like I get 1,000 megabit download, which is great. They never provide 1,000 megabit download. It's usually like 500 or 600 now. 500 or 600 is way more than I ever need for a download. So again, it's fine. If you're gonna sell me something, don't tell me 1,000. Just be honest. But I only get 30 megabit upload.
You're worth more alive.
Like, I would give up happily half of my download speed just to get 100 megabit upload. But they won't offer it because the service they offer here is just really crappy and unbalanced. But I have to say, it has been consistent. I think what happened was when the pandemic stuff got started,
Satisfy your bloodlust, minions.
they couldn't keep up with demand, and so it forced them to finally come out here and upgrade some piece of old infrastructure.
Wield the wild.
And ever since then, my upload speed has been extremely consistent for the most part, whereas it used to be constantly crap. So I guess if there's any benefit that's come to me, then I'm very happy about it. But yeah, I got lucky. I got lucky, I guess. Let's see, I've noticed that some Total War YouTubers that were once the most popular have become more redundant as the game progresses. Well, there's definitely a larger community now. And that I could partly understand too, which is that I've been making videos for a very long time. a lot of people have seen me, and you know, the Total War community grows, but it's a limited number of people, so it's very possible, I suppose, too, that, you know, like, I've just been around longer, people are bored with my stuff and moved on to someone else because they've been watching it for so many years. Like I said, that's probably fairly understandable, too. So, I mean, that could be the case, I suppose. I wouldn't know because I don't have any way to verify anything like that, but it's possible. Possible. Now, Prince of Macedon still does make videos, that's right. But he doesn't make videos on the Warhammer games. He kind of had a bit of a falling out with CA. I think he feels like they slighted him one time, and they kind of did. And he got kind of frustrated about it. And he hasn't made videos on the newer Total War games since then that I've seen, but, you know, I could be wrong. Chase Floyd says maybe, but I always come back. Well, thanks, Chase. Appreciate it.
They bow only to RAKARTH.
I bounce between Total War content providers, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I would expect, Matthew, is that, you know, people are inevitably going to move around some. Especially as the community grows, which, again, some people might think, like, well, Eric, what are you mad that all these people are... No, I'm not mad. I'm glad that the content community is growing. I'm glad there's more people doing it. CA has made it a lot easier for people to get into the content creator situation, too, so it certainly made it where a lot more people can get into it, which is a good thing. It's not a bad thing. Especially if you're the game developer. You want more people to get into your game. You're not trying to limit the audience, you're trying to expand it.
Beasts of belligerence.
So I'm glad to see that there's a bunch of new folks and that they're growing and doing well. That's definitely a good thing.
We shall pounce.
Pounce? We get to pounce? I love pouncing. It's like cats.
The wild speak to me.
Start recruiting some of the good stuff. More of this Dread Spear trash. Give me the good stuff.
Rampage.
Alright, so I think we took care of this stuff this turn. Is there anything I can build? Nothing I can build at the moment. Our pile of cash just grows larger.
Dread Lord of the Druki.
Oof, let's go ahead and do this. Well, I mean, well, it takes down the upkeep, which is great, but not a lot. It doesn't really do a whole lot. And add some capacity. We got this one that buffs up growth. Let's see what else is here. Income from post-battle loot. Oh my gosh, that is massive. Holy mackerel, look at that. What? Holy smokes. I'm building this. It's great to have many creators this day. I agree, Matthew. I think it is good. I think it's good for the game, good for the community, good for viewers, good for the people who are growing and being successful, right? I think it's, generally speaking, good for everybody. I got into playing Total War because they had Shogun 2 for free. Well, that's a good time to get into it, Stefano. And Shogun 2 is a heck of a game. If you picked it up for free, then boy, it's really a bargain, because I wouldn't pay like full price for it these days, like $60, because it's a 10-year-old game. But I mean, honestly, if it was going for like $25 or $30, it'd still be worth it, in my opinion. But if you picked it up for free, then that's great. That is great indeed. Mario says, any thoughts on the Rome Remastered thing? At first thought the UI looks weird. Well, I have a video out on it. You can go check it out. It's actually the only video I've made recently that got a lot of views. Because, again, YouTube thought it was going to make them money, so they pushed it everywhere. So, yeah, I do have a video out on it. I like it. The UI for me is great. I don't have an issue with it, to be honest. I know some people have said they don't like it, but I actually really do. I think it is really good.
Slaughter calls us.
Makes the game easier to play, feels more like a modern Total War in that regard. Like, I've been having a pretty easy time with the UI. But, to be fair, I'm not one of those people who really gets very bent out of shape about a UI to begin with. The UI, to me, in a game, has to be really bad before it really, like, starts to become noticeable for me. Because I don't really get into judging all that. As a player, like, it's just not of a whole lot of concern to me. I'm not very artistic I don't really think in much of a design mindset, you know what I mean? And some people may be better at that, and that may be why it gets at them more than it does me. So take that with a grain of salt, is what I'm saying there. That's my thought on it. Let's see. Chase Floyd says, hard to beat your positive attitude and your upbeat channel. Always enjoy it. Well, thank you. I do try to be positive. Obviously, I get really salty sometimes when the AI ticks me off. I usually don't stay that way for long. I would say that in general, I try to be a pretty positive person. I enjoy living that way. I hate living with a bunch of like drama and negativity. It's terrible. And, you know, I've had times in my life that felt like there was a lot of that, and I don't ever want any more of it. I feel like I've had enough. Not that like my life was ever really like hard or difficult. It's not me complaining. I'm just saying I had enough. Don't need any. And so I'd say for the most part, like I'm generally speaking very relaxed. But it's because I try and keep my own stress levels low and just be happy. Enjoy what I have. And I do, very much so.
Executioners.
And honestly, like, that has a lot to do with Mrs. Air and the little heirs. I mean, I was always happy in life. I was never, like, depressed or upset. Like, I had some tougher times a while back. But, you know, I was never, like, in dire straits or anything. But, it's my family that really makes me happy. So I've noticed that that's been a big difference for me since I've had them. The fact that I've always been very happy. And I'm lucky to have it. I'm glad to have it. Try not to take advantage of it. I'm proud because I get to see my little boys growing up every day. Mrs. Air is fantastic. She treats me great. It's a great friend. It's very easy for me, like, to get along with her. Like, we rarely even have a disagreement of any sort, and if we do, it certainly doesn't last long. So I mean, I'm very, very lucky, very fortunate, and I think it helps me a lot in terms of being positive. And I'm closer to barbecue. That's right, Senshi. My proximity to barbecue definitely helps my positive attitude. Yep, definitely helps. Oh my gosh! Woo! We just got double Luminarched right there. Ouch! Ouch! That poor Red Ruin. She got Red Ruined. Oh boy, I think you're next. Oh! Somehow they missed one shot on the Charybdis, which is fortunate for me. Keep the Charybdis back because he's getting absolutely owned right now. All right, let's give those units a little bit of their own medicine here. There we go. Give them a little bit of their own medicine. All right, we got rid of one Luminarch and the other. Put these units into skirmish mode, and let's get my... Alright, let's go attack. Send some help this way. Let's tear that stuff up. Alright, let's bring our other Beeson back up.
Eager for battle. By Cain, no mercy.
And the Doomfire Warlocks are really good if you can get them past a lot of the mess and into melee against like a lightly armored unit. They do very well. Sometimes I forget just how effective they are. let's get to attacking Volkmar. Using one of my dragons, huh? Not for long. Got our Druki Master up in here too. I think we're about to chain route everything. Let's bring in our Doomfire Warlocks to pin down. Well, actually, we could get hit by a banishment, so let's just keep single entities only around Volkmar if possible. I may be able to shoot him to death as well. He's causing a lot of damage. This dude get some anti-large somewhere? Like, how is he doing this much damage? I mean, I know he's not like a pushover, but for goodness sakes, he's getting away with quite a bit here. You know what? Just give him some room. Give him some room. Give him some room. Group 3, mow him down. Yeah, Manticore, you stay in there. Let's give him a good old Amber Spear. A little bombardment. Won't do anything to him, but hey, why not? Why not just give him the full experience? Boy, he has got some significant missile resistance. Sometimes you forget it, and he's got a big ward save right now, too. Wow. Yeah, he's got some very significant missile resistance right now.
Moving forward.
Double Dragon Vomit. Yeah, holy, man. Look at the savage missile attack that he's withstanding. That is insane. Yeah, Volkmar gets some insane ward save and stuff in the campaign. He is way tankier than you're used to even in multiplayer, and he's fairly tanky there. Wow. I don't even know if he's cheating. Like, if he picks up the right ward saves and then the fact that he can heal, let's say, for instance, he picks up a couple items and he gets like a 30 or 40% ward save. I mean, he's gonna tank. Like, he is gonna tank. He heals pretty quick. Yeah, I mean, it can... It's tough. Luminarch TP should be rated 18+. Yeah, that was for mature audiences only when that Luminarch got the Medusa there. That was rough. I was going to suggest using the Charybdis, but you got him. Yeah, the Charybdis would be better against him, but again, it's the ward save that makes the difference. If he gets a big ward save, essentially that means that even if you're hitting him, he's going to take way less damage. And you all saw how fast he can heal it, you know what I mean? You know what, let's...
Leave nothing and no one standing.
I'm just going to occupy it just to get in the Empire's way and to deprive them of an asset for now. Plus that I'll leave Grunberg looking kind of open and possibly draw in a... Look who's already back. Look who's already back. If it isn't Karl the Franz. He had to have killed Vlad. Like, there's no way that he can be coming back this fast and not have killed Vlad.
Bow before RAKARTH.
I really want to resettle Grungzint, but I just can't keep it happy, you know? Like, just gonna rebel, but I don't really want the vampires to take it either and start spreading their stupid corruption everywhere. Let's just get back over here and retake Karlberg. And let's start thinking squigs, okay? Let's get another army underway. Male Dreadlord, female Dreadlord. So it's sword and shield versus sword and crossbow. A Beastmaster or a Supreme Sorceress. I think I'm stuck on how many Supreme Sorceresses I can recruit, or just standard Sorceresses I can recruit, right? Yeah, we're capped out. So maybe what we should do is recruit a Supreme Sorceress. I don't have one that's Death or Shadow yet. Let's take Shadow. And let's see, Confident, or actually, what do we have available on Death? That's actually pretty good. I'm going to take this one. I'll go ahead and do Death because it's better loyalty and a better... Ooh, I don't know, a magic drop chance is pretty nice too. Oh gosh, I'm torn. I'll go with this one.
Supreme sorceress of bronze.
Brought legendary lord. Yeah, spoke too soon, Daniel. Yeah, I mean, I definitely do want a Shadowcaster. I don't have one yet, but I just kind of like the buffs available a little bit better on this one. Am I tapped out for Masters too? I am. Dang. All right. We need more infantry recruitment facilities, and then we can get another Master. I'm about to be able to build it in Altdorf, so that'll be good. That'll work. I can build walls and the recruitment thing in Altdorf and be able to get another Master. Can we get a Canine Assassin? I don't remember if we built the right building for it. Let's say we did somewhere. Guess we didn't.
Sorceress of the Dark Convent.
I don't think we did.
Chosen of Hecate.
No. Come on, right here. This, yeah, we haven't built the right building yet. We need an Altar of Cain. Dang. Alright, well. Maybe here? I can build one at Lioness, but I also need defenses at Lioness. Alright, I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll have to get her some characters to support her. But we can go ahead and start recruiting some other stuff.
The wild.
Speaking of... anything in the monster pins that I want for this army? Oh, not yet. Okay. And... I'll give this army the Sisters of the Singing Doom, just to get it rounded out quickly. We're still missing one more unit, so that'd give us 5 infantry. With the Slaaneash's Harvesters, it's a pretty sweet unit. Not insanely powerful, but a pretty useful unit. That'll finish up that army, and then with this one, we can start some recruiting. Kind of thinking a cool mix would be Blackguard and Sisters of Slaughter. Well, this is, never mind. This is one of those armies that I want to kind of just help me hold my current stuff. So I probably won't go crazy on this army, but I'll make it good. Let's start off with some Shades with Great Swords, because that's like a good base to any Druki army. Okay.
Dreadlord of the Druki.
Dreadlord of the Druki.
I have control.
They bow only to RAKARTH.
Let's see here. Black Arcs are OP. Ah, they're great. I like Black Arcs the way they are. I don't want them nerfed or anything. Black Arcs are fantastic the way they are. Because you don't get global recruitment with the Druki. And don't get me wrong, like Black Arcs can be pretty strong, but I mean, I think it's a great mechanic for the Druki who feels sometimes kind of underwhelming in like multiplayer, and they don't feel that way in campaign, and the Black Arc is probably one of the big reasons. So I kind of want it to stay that way. I don't want it to stay that way personally. What do you all think? Or did you mean Black Arc is OP in a good way? Because I say that a lot. I'll say something's OP, but I actually kind of think it in a good way. Daniel Brownson says it sounds like a band. Beastmaster RAKARTH and the Dreadlords of the Druki. Now that... I don't really listen to a lot of music, but I could do that. I could do that. Can we peace out with the Empire? It'd be nice. I probably could get them to take a peace treaty. Probably could. I'm getting this other army ready so I can take RAKARTH and the Black Arc and just head down to the Badlands and get into something new and interesting. Really? How annoying. Balthasar comes out of literal nowhere. Is this even winnable? It's gonna be very difficult to win. It's winnable if we can deal with the rocket launchers early.
Time for a mauling.
What a mess. This is so... I hate this kind of stuff where the AI just comes out of nowhere with stuff like this. It's like if they wait one turn, they have to fight my army pretty much fully replenished, but it's just like, hey, conveniently, here's a full stack that just happened to be in movement range, but you couldn't see them. We know it's a little too convenient to be good, but, you know, it is what it is. Signed, sincerely, Creative Assembly. Where are they recruiting from? Great question. Great question. It doesn't seem likely they would have an army this good. Certainly does not seem likely. I could put my army back here on the backside of this hill. It would make it very difficult for the rockets to perform. Or even see me, for that matter. And we could do something like this, like kind of hide our shades on this side of the hill. Then we could take our Charybdis and like put it up here on the top to see if we could draw some fire. Or actually, let's get the Medusa. It's an even smaller target. They'll be able to see it, right? Put these tattered infantry from the settlement up here again just to draw some rocket fire and some attention. Let's see if we can cheese our way out of this, folks. Let's see if we can cheese our way out of this. Wish I could hide this unit somewhere back here. But I think actually may be hidden behind the hill. Balthasar is going to have a pretty good line of sight because he's up in the air.
Bleak swords.
We might be able to draw some rocket fire and stuff over here. I'm going to attempt it. I don't know if it's going to work. But we should be somewhat protected from rockets kind of on the back side of this hill. Like, it'll be hard for him to get the right arc of fire.
We are ready.
We can get at their rockets. We want to hopefully separate some of their army away from the rockets.
Ready.
Let's see if this will work. It's gonna take some doing.
Beast master.
Be smart, be patient, might be able to pull it off.
With haste.
They're gonna reposition to start things off. Let's move up, see if we can get the attention of some of their units. Sometimes we can cheese a little and get what we want. We're still hidden with our Doomfire Warlocks. Hey, good. The rockets are gonna fire at me for a second. Let's take it.
Advancing.
Oh, a Luminarch! Forgot about that. Oh boy. Oh boy. That's too rich for me. Okay, look, they're separating from their forces. This is good. This is good. Alright, hold on. So we've got their attention. They're separating from their forces and charging forward because they see some weak stuff, and they've separated out their rockets. And I can probably go ahead and get their rockets. Now we need to focus on killing these Demigryph Knights with halberds rather efficiently. Okay. Let's let our bait units just... Bait gonna be bait. Yes, excellent. Nice work, bait. And if the Demigryphs put a charge on over here, I should be able to get like a double Dragon Breath on them. Yeah, they're gonna go for it. They're gonna go for it. Excellent. The rockets realize what's going on. The gig is up. I get that Luminarch too at the same time. Yeah, take that charge. Take it, you greedy Demigryphs. Drown them. Drown them in Dragon's Breath. Oh, we totally missed. What a bunch of garbo. Alright, Charybdis, do your thing.
Bloodlust. Carnage.
Sorceress of blood!
Let's summon up a Manticore to help out too. Oh, no, don't shoot. Okay, good, they're shooting my cheap units. I gotta get rid of these Demigryph Knights. Hold on, a lot of stuff going on. I want to make sure I'm being successful here. Let's get into this Luminarch next. That is great. We got the rockets and the Luminarch for almost for free. And if we can get a good chunk out of the Demigryph Knights here, we're going to be in excellent shape. Alright, let's continue. Let's get my dragons out of here because they're kind of weak. Let's let... Charybdis. Alright, come on, group one. Out.
Making ground.
I'm gonna slow down for just a second. We got another Demigryph Knight with Halberd coming in. I need to get to safety with my Medusa. And now we can bring our spears and our Blades of the Blood Queen to bear. Alright. Oh, I need something to block this charge, and I just don't have it. Get down here and... Oh, our Charybdis is going to get left all out on his own, too. That's not good. We've got to help out this. We got to help out our Charybdis and keep it alive. Get in there. Let's pull the Charybdis out. Some shots over here. Alright, this Demigryph Knight should get owned.
My blade hungers.
Alright. Alright, Manticore did its job beautifully there. Give me just a second, because there's stuff going on both sides of the battlefield, and I gotta make sure that we take care of it properly. Okay. Good bombardment opportunity right here. Alright, Charybdis is safe. Demigryph Knights have been dealt with. Let's get our 2 Medusa units and try and get out to a flank. Gosh dang it, why does it do this to me? I need to start using the unit cards more because it gets so hard to select a unit properly. Alright, Blades of the Blood Queen. Let's get into some combat. We have the enemy bottled up quite a bit here. Alright, now we just need to get to the skirmishers. If we get to the skirmishers, it's going to be game over.
Death is coming.
Bring Medusas around behind that. Alright, good stuff. Alright, group 1. We go kill Balthasar for the most part, but keep the dragons back. Oof, that's gonna hurt. Let's give a little bit of support here. Alright, so I'm gonna get into it with Balthasar. Let's get some Pants Impenetrable Pelt. And let's get some Curse of Onra Air up here as well. Doomfire Warlocks, go do your thing. Alright, good stuff. Good stuff. Now we're getting nice rear attacks there. Charybdis can come pile in over here. A Dragon Breath. Sorry, I don't like slowing down the battle for you all, but it's the only way I can properly control. Like, there's like a million things that I've got to do all at the same time. Be like, hey, that's part of the challenge. Yeah, well, I suck, so cut me a break. Alright, Doomfire Warlocks doing what they do best. Rid of those Medusas in there. Blades of the Blood Queen are dying? I don't really know how that's possible. They ought to be completely owning in this fight, like non-stop ownage, in fact.
Whatever it takes. Beware! Enemy
Alright. Get up in the air, get up in the air. Try and Amber Spear Balthasar. He's healing, so I don't think it's going to actually kill him, but... Trying to damage him as much as I can. Get him! You're in range. Come on.
No fear.
Nice. Get it away. Let's see if we can get a long range hit. Poor man's Luminarch. What in the world? Ah, whatever. Alright, we did it. Don't forget the shades. I did forget the shades. Well, the fact that we did that without the shades, even better. Because at least they didn't get damaged in the fight. But yes, I did forget the shades. Imagine that. Like I said, there's too much going on. It gets easy for me to forget. I need to get myself better focused in the game. Better focused, and then I would do better. I gotta work on that. How do I do that? How do I train myself to be... I probably need to, like, focus myself more on, like, being able to watch unit cards occasionally. Kind of like watching a radar in a first-person shooter game.
You're worth more alive.
Probably something like that's what I need to do. We got a bunch of loot off of that thanks to that black art being nearby. Well, if it isn't Franzy McFranz. The old Franzinator. Is this winnable? It might be winnable.
Battle awaits.
This might be winnable. His infantry's Garbo. We've got a lot of dark shards. I can chase down his Gunderman surefires with my cavalry. The real problem here is killing Franz. We need to convince Franz to charge into something that's not my dark shards, and then let my dark shards mow him down. What's going on, Sage? Thanks for being here tonight. Warhammer battles are harder than historical Total Wars, I feel. Probably depends on the game. They can be harder and they can be easier. You get a lot bigger battles more frequently in Warhammer, and that, I think, can be challenging. In historical Total Wars, you get a lot of... you don't have a lord with all this magic or a single entity or something like that to help kind of bail you out when you get into these really tough ones. Like, it's sometimes harder to cheese, not all the time. Sometimes it's harder to cheese. I don't know. I feel like that could go either way. I feel like sometimes it can be easier. Sometimes it can be harder. Really sure where I fall on that one yet.
Cold-blooded killers.
I definitely get much larger battles in Warhammer 2.
Dealers in death.
It's like a stupid crater there. Let's do this though, so my dark shards may be able to hide. They can fire at Franz when he comes up and lands on the only things that are visible. A little bit of an ambush going on here. Come on, Carly boy, let's go. Proper tactics help out in all games? Yes. And I don't always do proper tactics, by the way, folks, in case you haven't noticed. I consider myself to be good at the game because I play it a lot, but I'm not, like, great. Where you're going to see me constantly making, like, all the good moves. Don't fire at will, by the way, because you're going to give your position away before... What? How are they already seeing these guys? I'm hidden in the woods. Freak. Now Franz is going to come... I said don't fire at will, for goodness sakes! What kind of stupid are you? Now Franz is going to come right for us.
Cold-blooded killers. Death is coming.
They are still firing at will, and I didn't have fire at will on. Come on, man!
Murder awaits.
Give me a dang break.
Dread spears. Forward.
We gotta stay on Franz, take out the surefires. Surefires are actually decent in the melee. That could be a rough fight for my cavalry, depending on how things go. Now, they had some decent infantry. They had some Swords of Ulrich. Eldred's Guard are going to be really tough. I don't expect their infantry to be easy to defeat here. Come on, Franzi. That's right. Charge the spears, you stupid Franz.
Merciless warriors.
Alright, we've got the Gunderman surefires. They're not so sure about things anymore. Oh, them lame jokes there. Northern Marines, too. I forgot about those. Well, Karl was just bringing the Elector Count special here. You know, all of the things. The Elector's Count Smorgasbord special.
Dark riders. Like Cain. Forever. Eager for battle.
Yeah, Eldred's Guards are some tough units. Like, very tough, actually.
Die, weaklings. Rookie to destruction.
Alright, I figured we could do this, and we did. So I think the key there was just trying to make sure that Franz didn't get direct access to all of my dark shards at once. And then it should be a relatively easy win. So we got it done. Got it done. Got it done. Fire the salt cannons. Yeah, no salt right now, actually. I'm trying to stay relatively unsalty. I was a little upset about that Balthasar thing, but it was salvageable. It wasn't like 3 or 4 of their armies coming out of the mist of war. One army we can probably handle. Okay.
Bind them.
We're picking up some sweet loot off these fights because of that black art. We're getting tons of money off loot. Air's not salty yet. That's right. Holy moly holy. Is Monopoly money okay for Super Chat? You know, if YouTube would let me accept Monopoly money, I'd be down with it. I'd be down with that.
Death and carnage await.
What is with all the Nordland? Like, when did Nordland become a part of this? Not even really sure what's going on with that. Let's see.
Easy prey draws near.
Empires came and took Weissmund? We gotta get rid of the vampires eventually too. The Empire is hurting. They are hurting bad. Probably the best lands that they have left are down here where Balthasar started. I'm assuming they knocked out the vampires. Yeah, they did. So they've still got a lot of land over here. It's just a long ways away, and they could be fighting other problems. Yeah, see, Chaos has pushed in some. So I can see some trash settlements, and they're also dealing with my Norscan allies here. Big war mammoth up here outside of Wolfenburg. The Empire's hurting. They're feeling it. They're under siege here. Under siege here. Yeah, but they're feeling it on multiple fronts.
Bow before RAKARTH.
Yeah, bow, you filthy Empire.
To the prey. I will not be defeated. All the finery I desire.
Ooh, that's pretty good. 17% ward save. That sounds pretty nice. Take that on RAKARTH. Like a healing potion on him too. I think someone else here has a healing potion. I could just steal it away from them. Who took it though? Is it Drake? Yeah, Drake Cleaver has pretty good use. That'll be alright because he doesn't have as many hit points. Okay.
They will surely turn upon me. They bow only to RAKARTH.
I do like RAKARTH's voice acting. It feels appropriate. He sounds like a good emo beast tamer Druki. Like I'm buying it. Got the air seal of approval. I don't know that that means anything, but he's got it.
Cease your
I
provocation.
get a Canine Assassin. This building chain here. Altar of Cain. Let's build a fort. More pottery. More elven trinkets. Defenses, please. Wait a minute. Wait. Let's actually tear down the guild halls. Let's build that recruitment building there. And well, actually, we could. Never mind. We could build it at Uberschreik or Grunberg. Because it's only a tier 3, so we can take it out of the main chain settlement. Let's see here.
The wilds speak to me.
Alright, we got our fresh new army. I'm thinking about using it to kill the vampires. I'm thinking about using it to kill. I don't want all their vampire taint around here.
Careful now.
They're no friends of mine. They're fighting people I don't like, but they're no friends of mine. And quite frankly, they don't have any friends. So I think Kimmler is going to get the boot here.
Lord of the wild
I'm going to go give Kimmler the boot.
beware the stampede.
Supreme
Alright, we're busy
sorceress of
recruiting
Grant.
over here. If there's any regiments for now that I really badly need in this army, it's just going to take a while to get some recruiting done. I want to get another Black Arc too. Do that soon. Okay,
High beast
skill point on Steve Irwin here. Let's finish off his Elven Healing. We know how the Empire likes to show up from the shadows, so we want to make sure that we're fully healed for any such fights. Okay. I really need to get RAKARTH down to the Badlands with the Black Arc. Pretty soon I'll have a couple of armies and we should be able to pull it off. I love the Dark Elf music. I do too, Painfully Average Gamer Dad. I like it also. I feel like the High Elves have some really cool music. The Dark Elf music's really nice too. Bunch of good stuff. Purge the Vampires, Air Van Helsing. Yeah, we will. We're gonna go full Van Helsing on Kimmler.
Tell me.
That's right, sent you back. Get some
have
Taco
you any
Krell.
unusual creatures for me?
As an excellent usage of the Taco Krell emoji. I'm not giving you access, you filthy rat. Just, you know, keep your scum away from me. Keep your scum away from... Oh my goodness. Remember what I just mentioned about them coming out of the shadows with all their troops? And didn't we just kill this guy? Oh, no, we didn't. He escaped the battle, so my bad. He did escape. Got himself some fancy new units, but this is a really trashy stack, so the Empire must be really dragging the dregs here. If I don't do the control large army, doesn't that force the Empire to only have 20 units at a time too? I think it does. I think it does.
Send them to the underworld.
Karl Franz didn't escape. Your spears killed him. Yes, he died, but Balthasar actually did legit escape. But we already know Franz comes back on the very next turn. So I don't know how many deaths this is for Franz. That's something I might have to see if Killscribe would be kind enough to go figure out for us, though. I don't want to have to put him through, go and rewatch and all that stuff. But we have killed Franz many, many times. It is no small number of times that Franz has been laid to rest in this campaign. Let's see here. Get this stuff ready to go. Oh, what in the world? Painfully Average Gamer Dad, thanks for the 25. It says 25 on behalf of Dragon of Doom. What? I'm confused. Why is it on behalf of Dragon of Doom? Thank you, Painfully Average Gamer Dad, for the continued support. Thanks for being a member of the channel and being here for all these streams. Definitely really glad you're enjoying the content. You are far too kind. Appreciate it. We need to name a unit. Hey, so Gamer Dad, tell me, give me a unit or a settlement or both that you want to name, and let me get that into the campaign for you, okay? Love to do that for you.
Predators all. Bloodlust.
Fuzzy Wuzzy Boom Boom says, I feel like the Empire is in the last-ditch effort in like Lord of the Rings where Gondor sends 100 dudes to Skiliath. Yeah, that's probably a pretty accurate depiction of where they're at this point. They're definitely dragging the dregs of like viable options. I'm gonna come from behind him again with the Doomfire Warlocks. Seemed to work out pretty darn well last time. Medusa! They sound so angry. I like it. Dragon of Doom says, I can't super chat, so I asked Painfully Average Gamer Dad to do it for me. Oh, well, that was very kind of him. Y'all don't need to worry about super chat though. Just have fun. Hang tight here. Just have you some fun tonight. I mean, I appreciate it. Like I said, thank you. Not trying to downplay the generosity. I'm just saying, like, you don't have to. Just sit here, enjoy it, have a good time. Just be a super viewer. Let me get you some good campaign action. I think this keeps his reinforcements from coming on. Yeah, it does. Excellent. Aha. Excellent. All is going according to plan. Let's fly up here. We gotta go down Franz again. Yeah, let's let the Bolt Fiends warm Franz up a little. Soften him up a bit. Send our infantry out to go ahead and go start taking heads. Our stuff click there. Let's hit play to take out Franz. Don't let him. Oh, he's charging the Charybdis. What an idiot. Well, no one ever accused Franz of being very smart at this point. I'm gonna start shooting archers with my skirmishers. No one has accused Franz of being very intelligent at this point. Old fiends. Start working these guys.
Glorious destruction.
Start doing, how? Okay, there he goes. It's like, Franz, he's alive?
Making ground.
Let's dive bomb into this. Group 2 come in behind. Warlocks, let's get you up here. Now, we're going to have a whole second army coming on, but it is going to come on one unit at a time. So entirely killing units is actually kind of a bad thing for me because I'm going to be bringing reinforcements on for Balthasar. See if we can scare these guys off. Alright, we're going to wreck Balthasar all at once here too. Give our Charybdis a little support here. He's taking a bit of a beating. Alright, Balthasar got shreked.
Ready.
He's fleeing the battlefield
Moving.
with soiled pants. You gonna actually hit him with the Amber Spear this time, please? Ooh, boy, he popped that one right in the face. Hey, 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 where'd you come from? You see that? Just out of nowhere. Out of nowhere. Alright, let's start moving over this way because I think it's where reinforcements are going to be coming from.
Carnage awaits.
Alright, did we kill Balthasar? If he's not, like, he's not dead? Okay, yeah, I see his corpse on the ground. That's the best kind of Balthasar, is corpse Balthasar. I mean, unless I'm playing as Balthasar. Then I don't really appreciate corpse Balthasar, but... Wreck all these routing units. Alright. Udolf Hartmann? Is that his name? Alright, the reinforcements should be coming on one by one at this point. That'll very much work out to my favor. So that's kind of why I tried to do this. Like, again, there's a tip for you. I forget about it sometimes, but the tip is, obviously, if you're fighting this type of battle, where the AI has more troops than you, if you don't control the large army, they can't have more than 20 units on the battlefield, and neither can you. But you can use it to your favor, like we did here. I mean, it's almost kind of a cheat in a way. Because they should have had a big advantage here, but now they're going to be taking units onto the battlefield like one at a time from the flank over here. It's going to be a complete crapshoot for them versus it should have been, you know, a very, very bad situation for me. But instead, it ends up being a terrible situation for the AI. Not that I care. Not that I care one last little bit.
With me.
Onwards to murder.
Yeah, the power bar is actually going to get rid of most of the reinforcements for me, I believe.
Lord, kill.
We can get an army losses thing going, that'd be great. Pop these great swords with some Medusa missile attacks. Yeah, see, this is definitely kind of a cheat for us in a way.
Battle ready. Chains. Druki forward.
The missile attacks on Medusas are really good at kind of like balled up infantry. They have a nice armor piercing component to them. I forgot about this damage thing on the Red Ruin.
Chains. We understand.
You know what? Actually, go for it. Let's use this. Just give her some bombardment support here. The AI is getting just enough reinforcements to avoid an army losses route. Let's get these units back over here. Alright, let's get our Medusa out of there. A little bit too much. Woo, that was pretty good. Let's fall back a bit with our units here. Medusa units. Our Medusa units can probably finish this greatsword, especially with a little dive bomb help here. Might get a terror route. Nope, no terror route, even with Balthasar and Franz dead. See, the AI loves me. Let's turn Fire at Will off on Shades, actually, because we want to target them appropriately. Look at this, still no terror route. Still no terror. Okay, finally a terror route. They had to be, like, almost entirely dead before we got a terror route off that. Army losses should be about to take effect.
Making ground. No match. Ready. Battle call. Nagarothi. Master Druki.
So we got coming on back here.
Slay.
Get out of that infantry fight. At least lend it a little help. Group 4, could you give me a little fire support mission up here? Black Lions, huh? No thanks. Let's be done with them. No thank you.
Beastmaster.
Oh, Luminarch. I peel off and get the Luminarch. What are we doing with back here? No, 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 no. No, don't let him do that. Thank you.
Lord. James, murder awaits.
There we go. Broke him.
Sister at the Dark Convent.
Cold-blooded killers.
Trying to get some free kills here on these routing units. Well, our Doomfire Warlock's got some work done. This one's cleaning up a Black Lion. Doomfire Warlocks are such a cool looking unit. Fairly unique too. An interesting light cavalry. There's a lot of interesting light cavalry in this game, to be fair. There's quite a bit of it. I've been a big fan of light cavalry in Total War for a long time, especially when the game rewards good light cavalry play. Like, I feel like one of the games that did so was Empire Total War, like that it really did a good job. The Empire Total War did a good job with light cavalry, their speed and just kind of like quick charge. They weren't as good in the long-term melee, but they could get in quick and do some solid damage, like Death Heads Hussars, Second Hussars, or all those different. I love the cavalry, and so in this game I kind of like it too. Like the light cavalry is really fun if it gets rewarded, and Doomfire Warlocks feel like one of those units that can be very rewarding if you use them properly. Oh my loot! Oh my loot! Wow. Stinger Marine, hey, thank you. Appreciate the 5. He says, hey, Aaron, was watching your first videos on Warhammer 1 and love hearing how skeptical you were of Warhammer Total War game. Funny stuff nowadays. I was extremely skeptical. I didn't know what Warhammer was. I didn't think that I would be interested in it. And this is why I've told people that, like, so for instance, I wasn't very excited per se when Troy got announced as kind of like this half historical, half fantasy, but not really either type of game. But ever since Warhammer came around, I've told myself I'm just gonna try every game that comes out with an open mind, and I'm gonna hope it's good, because I always felt stupid after that. And because I didn't give the game a chance till I'd seen it, and then I remember going, like I said, I was in, it was kind of a cool scenario where I got to play Warhammer 1 for the first time. I went to San Francisco, CA flew me in. They also had Angry Joe there, so I got to meet Angry Joe. And Invicta was there. The guy who runs the channel, Invicta, does all the cool videos. And then Prince of Macedon was there and some other people. It was really neat. We got to play Warhammer for the first time, and I was like, I'm sitting here watching the dwarves like melt trolls with flamethrowers, and I'm like, where has this been all my life? Like, where has this been? And I just realized how good Warhammer was going to be for the game. And they had made a lot of improvements to unit collisions and charges and all this stuff, which were a big mess at the time, coming out of like Total War Attila. And so I just felt like so excited. And it won me over. I have loved it. Like, the campaign gameplay is so replayable. It's made it so fun. Like, every faction rewards you in some way for playing that faction. And that is one of the things that I just absolutely love about Warhammer. They're just so different. Yeah, thanks, Stinger Marine. Appreciate it. Warhammer has come a long way, actually, since the Warhammer 1 launch. It had a lot of patches, a lot of balance updates. The DLCs are much better now than they used to be early on. Like, it's gotten considerably better.
Keeping beasts is not cheap.
Dragon of Doom says, if Painfully Average Gamer Dad agrees, which he has, you can name a dragon Painfully Average Dragon Dad. Okay, we can do it. Right, here you go. Or that one's Dragon of Doom, so we got to keep that one for you. I don't know if we can fit all that. No, but we can call it Painfully Average Dragon. How about that? I can't fit Dad on the end. It won't let me. Thanks, gents. Appreciate all the support.
Before RAKARTH.
And for instance, like, I haven't played a lot of Troy since the launch, for instance. And was it my favorite game? No, it wasn't. But because I kind of took it with an open mind and went and played it, I can say a lot of good things about Troy. Because I feel like that I didn't play it with this, like, oh, it's going to suck, it's not going to be any good. They did a lot of good things with Troy, too. Like, the game runs smoother, even though it's in the Warhammer engine. It looks very pretty. The map art they did is really good. There's quite a bit of faction uniqueness between the few factions that are in it. Light infantry is very different from heavy infantry. Like, there's some good things that happened in Troy. Like I said, even if it didn't make my, like, top list for being one of the great Total War games or something, I think there's a lot of good stuff they did in it, and I hope it carries in future Total War. Like, for instance, Warhammer. Wouldn't it be cool? Like, there's a little difference right now in Warhammer between, like, a heavy infantry and a light infantry, but wouldn't it be cool if they were as different, you know, kind of like they are in Troy, where we're kind of forced to do it because infantry was kind of the only thing in the game? I mean, I'm all about that. I'm all about it. So I was glad to see some improvements coming, because I want Total War in general to be excellent. No, I don't want it to be crap. I want it to be excellent.
Unleash the horrors!
Could lightning strike these guys one at a time, but I think they fall back a little after I lightning strike them.
Satisfy your bloodlust,
Check it real
minions.
quick. Troy feels like Warhammer Light, just without all the cool stuff. Exactly. Like, I feel like Troy could have been so much better if they just would have embraced the fantasy. There's a lot of things they did right in the game. There really was. And some part of me wishes I could play it. I just don't have time to play it more right now. I just don't. I probably will play a full campaign on it at some point on this channel, but it's not, like, high enough to hit a priority, right? I've got the Shogun 2 campaign, which is a higher priority. I've got Rome Total War Remastered coming out, which is a higher priority. See what I mean? Like, it's gonna take me a while to get to Troy. I do want to do it, but I feel like that if they would have just gone ahead and made that game, like a proper fantasy game with all the history and myth around it, it just would have been better. Thank you, Ashton. Love you too. Thanks for joining us tonight. Yeah, God powers exactly HP. That's exactly what I was thinking. You build the temples, you get enough favor with the gods, and then when you get into battle, you can call that favor in the form of, like, Zeus throwing a freaking lightning bolt down. Or if you're, fighting near the sea, Poseidon sends this big wave in or something like that. Like, It would have been awesome. Sage of Calwador says, I like the truth behind the myth for Troy. Well, you're probably the only person I've ever met that said they liked it. I'm glad you liked it, because I'm not sure of hardly anybody else who did.
Send them to the underworld.
I think a lot of historical people didn't think it was historical enough, and the fantasy people didn't think it was fantasy enough. Like, it was that lukewarm problem, right?
Show them
They didn't really go one way or the other, and so it just kind of made everybody mad. Exactly, Age of Mythology, Chris. I'd said that for a long time before that game was even announced, which is Total War should do an Age of Mythology game to do a new fantasy thing where it's kind of a cool mix of history, because yeah, sure, it's tied into history, like all this mythology from historical races and some of the stuff, and it's historical, but you just bring a full fantasy element into it, and then it kind of mixes the best of both worlds. It is still a fantasy game, but you get some of that cool. So imagine getting to play a Total War mythology game where you've got Rome, you've got the, you know, like the Norse, the Egyptians, just like in the Age of Mythology, right? And you get some of the historical units that would have been around. It doesn't have to be perfectly historical, right? Because I mean, think about Age of Mythology. Not all of those things really existed at the same time, but they made it work. Made it work, and it was fun. I feel like that it's okay to have historical Total Wars. But I feel like that if you focus more on making the game a history book rather than making it a fun game, that is where the historical Total Wars will fail every time. And you can't make it a history book. I don't want to buy a history book on Steam. I want a fun game. A game that keeps me coming back over and over and over again. And if you can mix that with history, that's fantastic. I'm all about it. But make sure the game is fun, first and foremost. Like, addictively fun. And then bring in the rest. That's all I'm saying with that.
I must not fail. High Beastmaster. Critters submit.
Definitely would draw a bigger fan base. See, I think it would too. And like I said, Total War Troy is not some kind of like flop or anything. It's a fun game. It's a good game. Well made.
We roam.
Team who built it did a lot of great things with it. So let's see.
I have control. What now? I will
Fun to
stay
control the whole
strong.
thing. I'm gonna leave that in Grunberg.
Cain favors
Alright,
me.
let's end this one. Fuzzy Wuzzy Boomin says, I agree, Air, I love Three Kingdoms history, but they failed in making it fun and following history. If you have ever played Romance of the 3K, the history and stories are better. Or the history and stories and battles are insane. I've not played that game, but see, like, Three Kingdoms is another good example in my book. The game looks beautiful. They added a lot of really cool diplomacy stuff. Things I'm a big fan of. Like, the characters are actually pretty fun, and the character development can be okay in 3K. Like, you can pick up all the special equipment for them, and put, like, the, you know, the little, what do you call it? Like, I don't know, the little items and weapons and armors and stuff like that. That's all really cool. They did a good job with that.
As I can.
And I even kind of like the heroes in 3K because they're very powerful, which is kind of a, you know, a fun mix with Warhammer. I just, overall, for me, the battles in Three Kingdoms kind of fell a little flat for me, which is probably the biggest reason why I didn't continue it. Now, I'm going to play a Three Kingdoms campaign. I'll probably go in with a Cao Cao campaign and actually finish it because I do like playing his character. So I will finish it at some point. But again, that's why it didn't come in and like conquer Warhammer off my channel, right? Didn't just come in and knock it off the channel. Because it just, I don't know, the battles just weren't interesting enough for me. Sage of Calwador says, I'm used to having unpopular stuff. I like the middle ground, like a happy mix. Well, hey, you know what? If you like it, I'm glad. He says, I also like Three Kingdoms. Well, Three Kingdoms, and again, Troy and Three Kingdoms are both good games. I wouldn't fault anybody for liking them. They're both good games. They just didn't do it for me, like I've said a million times tonight, over the top of Warhammer, right? They didn't beat it head on. But are they good games? Sure, absolutely.
High Beastmaster.
Absolutely.
Baying for blood.
Can I get here and siege this all in the same turn?
Failure is not tolerated.
Maybe.
To the slaughter.
Not good. We cut Franz before he can build another. Wow, that is actually a pretty sturdy garrison there.
Tear flesh from bone.
Get a
The
siege.
end comes.
Get it, Franz here. We do get bombardments, which is helpful.
Send them to the underworld.
Go ahead and build that all the way up. How are we doing recruiting back here?
Sorceress of Grant.
Just get some Black Ark Corsairs. Red Spears in this army. Kind of a lighter infantry component since I don't want to overspend on this particular one. Sage Caldor says he also really likes Warhammer. Yeah, I don't blame you. I like all three. Clearly I like this one a lot better, which is... And you may be the same with in the opposite direction, I have no idea. But yeah, I definitely like all three. People have asked me that before, like, Air, should I buy Three Kingdoms? I mean, if you enjoy Total War, I think you'll enjoy Three Kingdoms. Depends, you know, like if $60 is a lot of money for you and that's still what they're charging, then yeah, you should probably wait for a sale or something. But I would say that with any game.
Hound and ravage.
But I mean, if you have the money for it and you like Total War, then you'll like Three Kingdoms. Sure don't think that'll be any different. Same thing with Troy. I don't think I need to call my allies to help here.
Beasts, kill!
Problem with Total War is you can only sell a game based on massive battles for so long until they become repetitive. Need to add some extra spice in, which is why Warhammer is so fun. I will agree with that, Andrew. I do think, though, that they can throw that extra spice into the historical games, but it's going to require them to focus less on trying to make... This is going to sound mean. I don't mean it to be mean, but there is a group of people out there who think that Total War games should be straight out of a history book. Everything has to follow the history book. Everything should be historical. The units should be historical. Their power should be historical. Everything should be like 100%. Like, if that's the case, if that's what you make with your historical Total War, then what you just said, in my opinion, Andrew, becomes true. Absolutely becomes true. Like, no question about it. It's going to be true.
Born to command.
And so I think they have to be willing to bend the historical thing a little. Not a lot. You don't have to make it a full-on fantasy game. But like, for instance, I'll give some specific examples so that I'm not just rambling something unintelligible here, right? Which I may be anyway, because that's just who I am. Here's some specific example. Let's look at Rome 2 Total War, for instance. Fun game, good historical game. It added a whole bunch of diversity of more historical factions and stuff like that, like Iberians, and instead of just being Thrace, you know, you had all these different factions and stuff like that. It was good. It's a good expansion on Rome Total War, right? Rome Total War was pretty arcadey compared to Rome 2. However, even though the factions were quite different in Rome 2, in the end, the gameplay mechanics made the game quite repetitive. Heavy sword infantry was the end-all, be-all when it came to battles in the end of that game. And it really hurts factions like Parthia and like the Hoplite Phalanx-based factions, because the heavy swords were just better. Period. Better in multiplayer, better in campaign, just better. Like, it focused too much on that. Everything had javelins, and so because everything had javelins, and they had a bonus versus large, cavalry was nerfed just because of the existence of all the javelins, right? So Rome 2 could have been much better, for instance, if the factions had very unique... So think about Warhammer 2. The factions have very unique campaign gameplay styles and faction mechanics. That's not really the case in Rome 2. Every faction feels mostly the same with slightly different buildings and recruiting. They need to take some of that idea into the historical Total Wars. So if I'm playing as Rome, they need to have unique campaign mechanics, like the way that they levy up their armies, the way that you elect consuls, the way that you do all this. Like, it needs to be unique and fun and different. And then when I play as a Germanic tribe, it needs to be a completely different feel than when I play as Rome. And Carthage feels different than Rome. You know what I mean? It shouldn't just feel like you're pretty much playing the same faction, but with different units. It should feel totally different. In the campaign, the way it does in Warhammer 2, when I'm playing Druchii, it's nothing like when I play the Greenskins. The Greenskins are totally different. You know, the wah, the fightiness, just constantly needing to be fighting with people as the Greenskins. The Druchii, however, can kind of, you know, they can make a lot of money off raiding. They can also make a lot of money off trade and building infrastructure and stuff like that. They just play different. The Black Arcs make the Druchii play different.
Master of all.
That's what I'm saying. That's what they need in historical Total Wars to keep you coming back for more. It's like, oh man, I haven't played the Huns yet. I really want to try that cool mechanic the Huns have. You know what I mean? And that mechanic should be loosely based off of history, but it doesn't have to be completely historical, but it needs to be loosely based on history and provide the player with that fun feeling of getting to try out all the different factions. I don't know, that's just my opinion on it. And I think that would really, really help improve historical Total Wars a lot. To the point where you don't have to have big dragons and beast in the battle with spells and all that other kind of stuff, right? You don't have to have all that. Make the units very different from each other and reward the player for using different kinds of units. So, I don't know. That, again, that's just me. The way I think about it. I think that's what Warhammer has really kind of taught me about Total War, is that the diversity of gameplay is everything, and it keeps you coming back for more. And were things different in the historical Total Wars? Yes, they were different, but not enough, right? Especially like you take a look at something like Attila. Attila was painfully copy-paste from one faction to the next. Painfully copy-paste. Who's got magic attacks around? Yeah. You got magic attacks? Nope. Alright. Anyway, I've been going on about that for a long time, but that's my thoughts on it.
Battle ready. Destroy.
Ready to rule.
Shades. Dark elves.
Ooh, that Mortis engine's gonna get wrecked.
Forward. Druchii.
Some good damage too. Let's fall back. Better stay away, Blood Knights. Won't get you. It's a pretty strong cav out here. Let's bring our Knights of the Ebon Claw out this way.
Master of Dragon.
Let him charge me. Let him charge me. Let's turn around and mow those guys down. It's a pretty sweet breath attack.
Slaughter them.
Certainly. On to murder. Advance.
Okay, got some Blood Knights out here we need to deal with. I'll try and take out that Mortis engine quick over here. Did he summon Krell? He summoned Krell! Watch out, Krell's here, folks.
No survivors!
Rook! Skilled mattresses!
Dread spears! Battle calls!
Got the Blood Knights. I forgot my Knights of the Ebon Claw.
Advance, Drookie!
Zombies, so I'll pitch them in right here. Yeah, the Vampire's clearly not as powerful as the Empire. Vampires, to me, feel a couple of cuts below a lot of factions in terms of campaign strength. Yes, you can still play them. They're playable. They're fun. In fact, I played a campaign with them recently and rather enjoyed it, but the Vampires... I mean, the updates have... I know the Vampires got a lot of lords and stuff like that, but the updates have kind of left the Vampires in the dust. Like, they're... Especially being an all-melee faction, where when you turn up the battle difficulty, you really rely on, like, missiles and stuff to do your damage, and the Vampires just don't have them. So, I mean, they can be tough in certain spots on the campaign map. They can be tough. There we go. Just gotta drop Krell and Kimmler over here. You'll get some Krell view. Poor Sisters of Slaughter always right in the line of fire here. There goes Krell. There goes Kimmler. Alright. Vampires tend to roll Empire factions early but die hard. Nah, see, not anymore. Like, even in the campaign where the Vampires used to roll the Empire early, they don't anymore. A lot's changed for the Empire. They're a lot stronger. Campaign greenskins are now pretty strong in campaign. It's pretty common to see them really snowball. I think that greenskins would snowball even more if they hadn't improved the Skaven even more and made the Skaven even more snowbally. But, yeah, it's... Sweet breath attack. You mean the Hydra's got to chew some mint Tic Tacs before the battle? That's pretty much it, Warner. Nice minty freshness that they leave on their victims. And with the Vampires around, you need some minty freshness. Those guys are rotten. Nasty. This missile resistance would be good as well. Capture. We're gonna have so many harpies. Our beast pens are gonna be overflowing with harpies. We've got 20 right now. I think it's maxed out. All right, big win against the Vampies.
To the slaughter!
The recruitment going down over here. Let's go ahead and queue up some more units for the recruitments. That'll be plenty of infantry and plenty of range. We're gonna get some more heroes. Oh, do I dare mess with melee cavalry? Probably shouldn't. Bloodwrack Medusas are pretty good. They can be nice infantry support. Not quite as good as some of the other monsters, but they're a little cheaper and readily available here, so I'll go ahead and do that. Throw some Bloodwracks in there. And let's see if we can... We build the building for the Cainite Assassin yet? No, Altdorf's under siege, so got some rebels we gotta deal with. That's funny. Alright, well, we'll deal with the rebels right now, actually, because I can reach them.
RAKARTH is supreme.
What's up, rebel scum? You dead.
More slaves for
Thanks for coming by. Ooh, we got a ring of Hotek. It sucks. Never mind. Magic resistance items are just really crappy.
The Beast Lord ascended.
Unless you were fighting big armies full of shades or something. Make an army out of harpies? Now that would be pretty funny. So you can't be determined to pin the collapse of Mycenaeans. Oh, I don't know. You must be talking about something else. Sorry. Let's see here. Vampires might get an improvement if Neferata or Nagash comes in Warhammer 3. Well, that'd be good. I don't think they need like a ton of work per se, because they got like all those bloodline lords, and they already have a bunch of legendary lords, you know, so I don't think they need like a ton of stuff. It's almost like they kind of just need a bit of a rebalance,
This wretch does
maybe.
not respect RAKARTH.
And if you don't want to rebalance 3 units because you're worried about it, then probably just adding a few units that help shore up a little bit of their weakness. Like, it doesn't have to be a fantastic shoring up of their weakness. Like, for instance, some polearm skeletons. You know, not like a high-tier polearm unit, but, you know, just kind of like a lower-tier polearm unit or something like that. Could make a big difference for the vampires in terms of trying to tank out certain stuff. I don't know. They'd have to think about it, because you certainly don't want them to become overly powerful, but...
A dutiful servant, to be sure.
Let's see. Their army on the way. 117, baby. Master Chief approves of our treasury.
A legend among beastmasters.
They just need range. Just a bit would be nice. I don't know, man. If you give them range, it's risky, I think. In the campaign, they do have access to civilian crossbows and handgunners. I don't know if they need range. Vampires are bad against large. They have some tools that can deal anti-large, but they're not, typically speaking, great against a bunch of monsters, like single-entity monsters.
Calm yourself, dear
That's
Franz.
a result of
This
them
one
not
means-
having any missile units. So like I said, maybe a skeleton with like a polearm or something could be a big difference maker. Eltharion's gone. Yeah, he probably is. I'm not joining any wars right now. Colbert says, "Hey Air, just dropping in for some of the stream. Do you think RAKARTH is going to help the Order Tide blob? Obviously when you play him, but in general, it should help because it's going to put a pretty immediate challenge in for Coron and the Empire. So I would think that RAKARTH's presence might help the overwhelming Order Tide that you typically see in this area of the map. So it certainly could help. Now, one thing I've noticed in almost every campaign I play, recently at least, is that it seems like the High Elves used to get super powerful, and now, like, the last few I've played, the Druchii just roll through Ulthuan. You can see it here. I mean, the Druchii are in an absolute tear. Look at this.
Lord, awaiting
I mean,
command.
holy crap.
Black-hearted.
Or Alariel. Just
Supreme
look at
sorceress of
this.
Grond.
Fangs and talons.
All over the map. So, I mean, the Evil Tide is certainly on a roll right now. The Druchii Tide, we'll call it. Yeah, I mean, the Druchii Tide is certainly on a roll. I mean, Ulthuan is under an absolute reign of Druchii right now.
Their end comes.
Okay.
Satisfy your bloodlust, minions.
Yeah, and they could be Spear and Shield, so they don't get AP, but to act more as a defensive unit. Yeah, possibly Warner. I'd be okay with them having a polearm unit with no shield. But then maybe like Skeleton Spears are... I think they could either get a cheap, like a skeleton level polearm unit that costs a little more because it has polearms, obviously, and they would cause a little bit of AP. It'd be kind of like polearm mob, right? Not a really strong polearm unit. Like for the Vampirates, a pretty weak one, but you know, they're valuable in the right spot. Now, if they didn't want to do that, a Graveguard unit with a spear that isn't necessarily armor piercing, but they have a really solid anti-large, and they have plenty of armor themselves, are quite defensive, that could be an interesting unit for the Vampires too, like a very high melee defense, and a good bonus versus large. I think that could also be interesting.
Feed, minions.
I wouldn't want to overkill it with the vampires, because I could see them becoming very powerful. Obviously, if you give any faction a gap to plug all of its weaknesses, then they're all going to be OP, right? You don't want to overdo it.
Submit to
Any of those. Certainly don't want to overdo it.
master of all.
Every faction needs some form of weakness.
Beasts, kill!
Just helps to balance the game out a little more, I think.
Dread Lord of the Druki.
Alright, should we march to Weissmund?
Show no mercy.
And
Even pain could not. Blood and I will not be defeated.
alright.
Mine.
Occupy
All
Weissmund.
mine.
Let's see.
Cain favors me.
Growth. I forgot they added this settlement over here. We could go colonize it. It'd be a good kicking off point to go smack down Talabheim.
Sigmar, no.
By Sigmar, yes. Hey, Plain Higgins, thanks for the 10. He says, hooray, I made the live stream. Air, do you have the preference in historical setting for the next historical Total War? I do have a preference. Thank you, by the way, Blaine. Appreciate the kind support, sir. My preference for the next historical Total War would to be... here's how I would set it up. So, personally, I think that CA has introduced something really, really cool that a lot of people don't realize how cool it could be. Maybe they do. But in Three Kingdoms, one of the things they introduced was you have the Grand Campaign, but it's like a slider that can set the timer of the start of the campaign. And it changes like start positions and the lords and factions that are available, right? I think that's actually a really big deal if taken advantage of properly. So think about now the game I would like to see next would be a redo of Empire Total War, and use a slider thing like that where you could start off a grand campaign in like 1600 or, you know, like the early 1700s or even the early 1800s. And the gameplay, like if you started in the early 1800s, the gameplay could kind of go up and through, say, like the 1860s or something, like, you know, into the technology of like the same time frame as the American Civil War. If you play the earlier campaigns, you know, it's a little different. You know, you'd kind of be in the 1600s, be more like a pike and shot type thing, and then, you know, kind of your middle ground. And of course, it being a full world map would allow the player to either reshape history early or start late, and like I think that'd be really cool. And they could find a way to make that very interesting because of having like those different timing options for where you start the grand campaign. And then I think that they could turn it into a trilogy even, where they would roll out more parts of the world, kind of like with Warhammer, where we started in the old world, so maybe it starts in Europe, and then Game 2 hits, and it expands, and you kind of get like a Mortal Empires thing, and now you've got Europe and the Americas, and say like Africa, for instance, and then Game 3 comes, and you add in Asia, you know, like, and Australia and stuff like that, like just really expand it out, and really make something neat out of it. I think that would be freaking awesome. I'd be a huge fan. I don't think it's going to happen, but that timer thing that I was talking about with the campaign, I think that would work very good in a medieval game as well, because, you know, you have like the early Dark Ages, you know, more like the high period, and then like the late medieval, like getting closer to the Renaissance. So I think something like that would work really well in a medieval game as well. But personally, I'd like to see the Empire period, that time period, 1600 to 1800 something, that time period. Just give that call to Paradox, the sliders in all their games, and I like that about Paradox games. I like it a lot, by the way. So Calico Neko says, been watching since Napoleon, love all your content, thank you for the entertainment. Thank you, appreciate it, Calico, appreciate the 5, and glad you've been watching. Napoleon was a great game as well, really fun game. Appreciate all the years of viewership. Alright. We getting the subscriber spam again, or I'm getting real subscribers? I have no idea which one it is. But if you're here and you're subscribing, thank you.
Feed minions.
Slopestot, Ranger, Isaac Rosenthal,
Satisfy your
Steven
bloodlust,
Skaggs, thank you.
minions.
Appreciate it.
Bring a stampede.
My creatures smell
Alright,
of
let's see
blood.
here. Real subscribers, it seems? I hope so. It's like hard to tell anymore because I don't trust my notification thing.
Send them to the underworld.
Okay, took
All shall
Weissman.
behold my great
About time for me to hop off here. Let's do one more turn end. Let's do one more turn in. These guys aren't coming out to face me, and they're gonna run out of food eventually.
To the fray.
I know it's a long siege time for me. Same thing here. They're not coming out to face me. Be up against in this.
Swarm them.
Oh yeah, these guys can't handle what we've brought here. Let's fight it. I've got some siege towers too, so that'll work.
Show them nature's cruelty.
I think we can take this at least. Alright, I probably shouldn't have started this battle, but I did. So I'm going to finish this battle and then I'll be done. But you all can stick around for this one. I'll finish it. Then I'll have to be done for the night. I always tell myself that, yeah, one more turn. Yeah, I've clearly, clearly I'm feeling the same thing. Let us start some deployment. Our Blackguard should do quite well against Vampire Trash Infantry. Vampire Infantry is pretty bad. Doesn't rout though, I guess, to be fair.
Nagarothi! Witch elves!
Focus fire stuff. Need to get... I'm gonna take the Hydra to bust down the gates because it reaches. My lords are on foot. We do have a burning head with no overcast. Okay.
Merciless warriors.
Okay, Hydra, let's go get the gates. Let's move up and start mowing down anything that's sitting on the walls. Vampire towers are going to be fairly strong. Do some breath attacks. Was that a wind to death? Nope. Vengeance. Let them have it, my shades. Throw your shade. Whatever damage we can get done. Obviously, we don't have to deal with skirmishers from the vampires on the wall. My shades with greatswords would be quite capable in melee if we can get later into the game when the vampires have suffered a lot of losses first. Beastmaster up here. Ribdus, Steggy. Sisters of the Singing Doom.
The weights!
There we go. Oh, forgot about my dragons. On up, dragons. Graveguard. Those Graveguard for me. Yeah, that was good. That was good. Hop out of the way. My Blackguard are about to come out. I'm gonna go up here and try and kill this vampire hero. Actually, that necromancer should be an easy target. Alright, let's think here. I don't want to... What? 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 What happened? How did my blackguard get utterly deleted by the vampires? Was that a magic of some sort? What just happened? Holy crap! How did we get a blackguard utterly deleted? I don't even know what just happened. I'm so confused. Can anybody explain that? I'm at a loss. I really don't know what happened there. One of my blackguard just got deleted. Oh boy, here comes the Vargeist.
Now go, Ruffy!
Let's fly our dragons out and leave the Vargeist to fight all my polearms. Assuming I don't get another polearm deleted. They used the pendulum diagonally when I was laid on the line. Yeah, okay, I see. Yeah, you're talking about that other instance. Not that the pendulum, sorry, not pendulum. Not that the pendulum got my, I'm gonna try and land my dragons because they're getting swarmed by other flying stuff. I just have no idea what happened to my troops. They tripped and fell off the tower. You forgot to recruit the health and safety inspectors. I guess. I'm totally lost as to what happened to my troops. Pretty good damage done with the burning head. What are we doing on the gates? Gates broken? How come the gates aren't broken? Hit up with some bats down here somehow. Gummit, I need in the gates! What's up here getting killed? How are my polearms dying? Alright, let's try and get my dragons out of this fight again. I think I might be killing my own polearms with friendly missile fire. Look at the stupid bats right here. Alright, hopefully the enemy bats kind of get stuck in this melee. Let's get down here and try and offer a little love and support for my blackguard who are, I think, a little bit savaged here. I can kill these bats and try and break the gates open again. I don't know what's going on with the gates. Let's get a break back. This dragon, please. Unit selection gets so hard sometimes. I just cannot get the unit selector to do what I want. That was a pretty good breath attack. Get in here and help again. Let's line back up. What's going on? Boy, this has not gone as well as I thought it would. Still got a lot of vampires to kill. And my blackguard has gotten savaged much worse than I expected they would. This one over here is doing pretty good. Pretty happy with their performance right now. Okay, can I break the gates now? Like, what's with the stupid gate bugs? Are they open? Yeah, they're open. Okay, well, I'm stupid. How about that? Apparently I'm stupid. Alright. Who would have known? Hurt the AI a little right there. How we doing, dragons? We managed to kill any of their heroes up in here. Okay, yeah, we got their necromancer on the ropes. What happened to their other? They had another. Oh, a mortis engine. Okay, that mortis engine's gonna have to go. Ooh, they got blood knights down here too. That's gonna be ugly. I do have the sisters of the Singing Doom in this fight, though. we could somehow berserk the Blood Knights, that would be a massive win. They got followed into melee by a couple of Vargeist. Oh, a black coach down there too. Okay, hold on. There is so much going on right now and I just cannot keep up with it. Alright. I'm gonna need my shades. Help in melee. Like, we're running out of melee options, so I'm gonna take some of my shades up on the wall, especially the ones in better health. It won't take as much tower fire. Let's get our Slaaneash's Harvesters up here. Do a little soul steal. Okay. We berserked the Blood Knights. We did. How are my sisters of Singing Doom doing? They're doing well. Okay. I'm gonna breath attack the Blood Knights again. And then I'm gonna dive bomb that Mortis engine. My monsters in the gateway are doing pretty okay at the moment. Come on, do your stupid breath attack, go! Or don't do your breath attack. It's whatever. Whatever you feel like, Dragon. Actually, right here might be a good one. Oh yeah, that was good. That was real good. Alright, let's bring the dragon back over. Alright, let's... Oh, we're taking a bit of a beating. Taking a bit of a beating in here. Sisters of the Singing Doom have helped tremendously, but those Blood Knights in here are not making life easy. Oh no! That is so many more Blood Knights. Oh gosh, I think I'm gonna lose. That is not a good thing. Yikes. Oh, look at that. All my leadership just terror routed. Sure they did. How convenient. How convenient. Get in here and give me some dang help. Stegadon routed. This is not good. This is not good right now, folks. This is really bad. These Blood Knights are absolutely eating my lunch.
Back! Battle calls! Slash! Kill! Blackguards!
This is not good. Oh, they routed my dragon too. I don't think we can win this. I think this one's slipping right out of our hands. There's too much leadership left for the vampires. Then really good units, and I don't have the breath attacks to keep it up. Kill all these Blood Knights. Yeah, I don't think we have what it's gonna take to win this one. I need to unblob a little here. Give me some help down here. My Blackguard up here have done some real yeoman's work. I lost my leadership too. That is really bad for me right now. Ah, really, Hydra? Come on! This sucks. I felt like we were winning this, and then got a bad turn of events there that just turned the whole dadgum thing against us.
For the king!
Now my dragons are toast because they're stuck down here with Blood Knights. I don't have anything to deal with those Blood Knights. They're gonna get us. Let's just try and... Golly, we're getting wrecked by a black coach right here too. The terror routes are gonna be a real problem for us because I don't have the leadership present to keep my units in the fight. Shoot, man, I thought we were gonna win this, and I'm gonna lose it. Well, oh well. I bought myself into this one. Kill that coach. Kill the coach. Kill the coach.
Merciless!
Kill it.
Going!
Back over here. Don't you rout.
Onward!
Get back in this fight.
Escape her!
No, you coward. What happened to my shades? Oh, okay, they're just down in this fight now. The shades with great swords. We're kind of owning on that.
Slaughter them!
We're kind of owning on that leader. Okay, are we pulling it back? Do we have a chance? Are you saying I have a chance? What's left in here is a Blood Knight unit. Can we finish roasting the Blood Knights there? What's left after that? Freaking Vampire Strigoi Lord and a whole fresh unit of Blood Knights. Ugh. I don't love my chances.
In motion! Over there! All
Oh crap, there's some Cairn Wraiths that came off the walls. That's not what I need.
Shades!
Alright, I think we killed the Blood Knights.
Murderesses.
We did. Alright, get back in the gates. Let's keep killing leadership. Can we pull this one back from the brink? I don't know if we can. These Wraiths up here will just not die, unfortunately. Alright, my Lord came back from routing. Let's see if we can get him close enough just to kind of support the leadership of our fight. Oh boy, my Hydra should be healing. That could be a big... Oh, here comes the Blood Knights. Alright, Charybdis, I need you to stall those Blood Knights. And Doomfire Warlocks, do your thing. Oh. Okay, we'll hold off on it. Does he count as infantry? He does, right? Let's get the Stego into him. Let's take a unit of Shades over there to help bog this down as well. Oh, just kill these Cairn Wraiths, please. Please. Be good to me. If I get lucky, we can keep getting lucky like this, and the AI will send one unit at a time. We might be able to bring this one back from the brink. Might. It's gonna be close. We need all the healing on our Hydra that we can get, and we need our great swords to absolutely own this. We need our great swords to own that Strigoi.
Mothers of murder.
Kill that vampire hero, please. Please kill the vampire hero. Alright, let's see. Vampire hero's been hanging on by a thread for way too long. Okay, I don't want my Lord to get killed. Let's just stick him right here in the gateway. Alright, we're about to finish off these Cairn Wraiths. My Stego got routed again. I don't want all my... Let's try and swamp the Strigoi with Shades with great swords and the Sisters of the Singing Doom, because they should all be quite good against that type of unit. Hydra a little bit in and out of that fight. Could we get like a burning head to kind of chew through some of these? It's risky. It's kind of close to my infantry units, but I kind of feel like I've got to kill as many of these skeleton warriors as possible. Did a little bit of damage to me, but that's okay. We mostly got skeleton warriors dead there. Okay, okay. Think that'll help overall.
Cold-blooded killers!
Come on, kill this Strigoi. He's totally outnumbered. Come on. Don't let him beat all of you. He is surrounded by units that do tremendous damage to him, and he's just not dying the way that I would want him to. Can these Cairn Wraiths be good and die already? It's like Air has forgotten that vampires just don't rout. Alright, so Strigoi is berserking now. I've got units routing instead of him, unfortunately. Because he doesn't rout. I mean, you know what I mean. Crumbling, I guess, is what I expect from him. Just wanted to be good and crumble. Zombies. These Blood Knights are going to be hard to kill. They're going to be really hard to kill. But without their leader, it will help me crumble them quicker.
Adept!
Gosh darn it, just be good and die.
Carnage!
Kill him. Take him out of the fight. Here comes the Blood Knights. Let's go get prepared. Alright, what else we got? Did my lord somehow rout again? I guess he did. I don't think I got him killed. Bring these units back in. Oh my gosh, this is going to be close. Alright, I need to blob the Blood Knights. Get back, Hydra, get back, get back, get back. I need to get a breath attack off. And we might be able to get another burning head out on the Blood Knights. Won't do a lot, but we need everything we can get right now.
Ready.
Overcast. Do I dare overcast it? Because it could backfire on me. I need to get them fixed before I do it, I think. Okay, let's unblob a little. Let's unblob a little. I've got several breath attacks on my Hydra.
For the king! Away!
Need that leadership aura. Ooh. This is gonna be crazy close. I need the breath attack to land on the Hydra. Oh, I've got to get too close. I'm gonna get charged by this one over here. I can't let these units get singled out. Oh crap. Yeah, get back, get back, get back. Hydra still has hit points to gain too. See if we can get a counter charge. Oh, okay. Boy, it's a crazy game. I actually have some ammunition here. Oh, no, 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 no. Alright, good. We got a really good breath attack on that Blood Knight. Let's try and crump it up quick. I'm gonna save my ammo for this last Blood Knight. I think my monsters can total this one. I'm gonna bring my Blackguard up to help. My Charybdis didn't get charged, and so he's gonna be in here really dishing it. Okay, that's good. That's good. Yeah, that's good stuff right there. Alright, now my Shades have some ammunition left. That's gonna be the end of the Blood Knights.
Blackguards! I have wasted here! Onwards to murder!
Okay.
I'm weary of battle!
Over here.
Blackguards!
I need my leaders right behind here to keep the leadership up. Sisters of Singing Doom, Warlocks, everybody stay close.
Onward! Without question.
Okay, shoot the Blood Knights. Breath attack the Blood Knights. Breath attack the Blood Knights, please. Oh, thank goodness. We got that breath attack off at the very last second.
Dark elves! Blackguards!
Alright, they're fleeing back. That's okay. Let them fall back a little. Let them fall back. Let's use our range. Let's use our range. I can't risk an overcast right now, so I'm gonna have to just go with the standard. Alright, we blocked the charge of the Blood Knights. I think we've got it. I think we pulled it back from the brink. Woo! What a photo finish.
Cold-blooded killers!
Yikes. Yikes. Wow. I really underestimated that vampire garrison. I really underestimated them badly. Yikes. And then I was pretty sure I had lost it based on what I had done, and somehow we were just able to bring it back. Woo! Alright, well, that was a great end to the stream there. So, appreciate y'all joining tonight. I gotta hop off for now, and I will be back next week with more streams, Tuesday and Thursday. Keep an eye out tomorrow for some Rome Total War Remastered. I think I can tell you all this if I don't think I'm breaking any rules. I mean, you already know the game's announced and you've seen gameplay. They're gonna let us release more gameplay to you tomorrow. So I will have that for you, so keep an eye out for it. Thanks for joining. See ya.